when you kind of hesitate before doing something because you're already imagining what someone else might think or say.
Oh, absolutely. Or like when you feel you have to manage someone else's bad mood, just trying to keep things smooth. We've all been there.
Right. Well, welcome to the BrainByte podcast.
Yeah, great to be here. And today we're digging into some really relevant stuff from Mel Robbins' The Let Them theory, specifically sections 5 through 8.
Yeah, the titles alone are pretty telling. Let them think bad thoughts about you, then how to love difficult people. Quite the challenge.
Mm-hmm. And when grown-ups throw tantrums, which, okay, intriguing. And finally, the right decision often feels wrong. Lots to unpack there.
Definitely. So our mission for you in this deep dive is to help you figure out how to handle other people's opinions and their emotional ups and downs without getting totally overwhelmed or feeling like you need to, well, make yourself small.
And I'm here to help break down these ideas, maybe offer a bit more context, and connect some of the dots between these concepts.
Okay, great. So this whole thing about what other people think.
Yeah.
Let's get into chapter 5. Fearing other people's opinions.
Yeah, let's start right there. It's amazing how much energy we can pour into worrying about judgment. This chapter really focuses on that.
It really is. It's like you're constantly running scenarios in your head before you even do anything.
Yeah.
Think about posting something, maybe something personal, online. You might write it, rewrite it, overthink every word.
Oh, definitely. Picturing, your aunt's reaction or some comment from an old friend. Mel Robbins actually talks about this herself.
Right. She mentions being genuinely scared to announce her speaking career because she was so hung up on what friends and family might think.
And that story really nails a key point. This fear can totally freeze you. All that mental energy trying to craft the perfect post so no one criticizes it.
It's exhausting.
Hmm.
And, like she found out, kind of pointless in the end.
Hmm.
You just can't control what pops into their heads.
Exactly. You can't. And that's where the shift happens in this chapter. There's this real sense of freedom when you just accept that their thoughts are, well, their thoughts, not yours to manage.
Yeah, it sounds almost simple, but it feels huge. Stop trying to control the uncontrollable.
Right. And when you do that, you suddenly have all this energy back, energy you can put towards your goals, what actually matters to you.
So it's like letting them think whatever they're going to think, good, bad, whatever, actually gives you more power.
It's a bit counterintuitive, isn't it? But yes, you're not tied to their approval anymore. And for you listening, wanting to grasp things without getting bogged down in overthinking, realizing this is like step 1. Stop trying to guess what everyone's thinking.
Okay, that leads us nicely into chapter 6, How to Love Difficult People. I think that title alone probably resonates with quite a few people listening.
Yeah, I imagine so. It tackles that tricky balancing act, right? How do you look out for your own needs without, letting people walk all over you?
Or becoming the opposite, like a bulldozer just pushing through.
Exactly, that tightrope walk. And the core idea here is accepting that, look, whatever you choose, someone somewhere will probably have a different opinion. Someone might be disappointed. It's almost like a given in human interactions.
So instead of trying to make everyone happy, which is impossible.
Impossible. The focus shifts inward. Make decisions that you feel good about that align with your own values. It's about being proud of yourself, not waiting for everyone else to applaud.
That makes sense. It takes the power away from the outside noise.
Mm-hmm. And the book gets into family stuff here, which is, always complex. Family opinions often come from love, wanting the best for you.
Right.
But they can also be tangled up in history, in patterns, sometimes even, a bit of control. Big life changes, divorce, career shifts, different beliefs. These send ripples through that whole system.
Yeah, shockwaves feels right.
Mm-hmm.
The step-parenting example was really insightful, too. Applying let them there means letting the kids feel what they feel, even if it's anger or sadness towards you initially.
Right. It requires understanding, grace, compassion, letting them have their process without you needing to fix it or take it personal.
Okay, and this is where that frame of reference idea comes in, from Lisa Bilyeu.
Yes, exactly. It's a really useful concept. It basically means trying to see the situation through the other person's lens. What's their background? What's important to them?
Mel Robbins' story about her mom and Chris really illustrated this. Her mom wasn't thrilled about him living far away.
Right, because her mom's frame of reference was wanting her daughter close by. Perfectly understandable for a mother.
So it wasn't necessarily a judgment on Mel or Chris.
More like her mom's own feelings coming out sadness, maybe fear of losing that closeness. Both Mel's choice and her mom's feelings were kind of right from their own perspectives.
And seeing that, understanding that frame of reference allows for empathy, even if you disagree.
Precisely. It creates space. Space for understanding instead of just, bam, conflict. You acknowledge their view, even if it's not yours.
Okay, let's shift gears to Chapter 7, When Grown-Ups Throw Tantrums. That's a pretty bold title.
It is a bit provocative, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
But it addresses something very real. Adults have emotions, sometimes really big, messy ones. And crucially, it's not your responsibility to manage their emotional reactions for them.
Wow. Just hearing that feels liberating. Because how often do you find yourself tiptoeing around someone's mood?
Or feeling guilty because they're disappointed.
Yeah.
We end up becoming these emotional caretakers, and it just drains you.
So true.
And the book makes a good point. Emotional maturity, it's a learned skill. Not everyone's at the same level.
Like a silent treatment example?
Exactly. That's often presented as like immature emotional processing. It's usually more about their discomfort with their own feelings than anything you actually did.
That's so important to remember. It's easy to make it about you when someone withdraws.
Very easy. But often it's their internal stuff. And here's a cool detail from the book, that raw feeling, the actual chemical burst of an emotion. It only lasts about 90 seconds.
90 seconds?
Seriously. Yeah, if you don't fuel it with stories and reactions. We're the ones who keep it going longer. Plus, basic things like being hungry or tired can make anyone more emotionally reactive.
Okay, so you can't control how they react emotionally.
Nope. But, and this is key, you can control your response to their reaction. That's where your power is. You choose how you navigate their emotional display.
Right. Okay. Which brings us to the last chapter we're covering, Chapter 8. The right decision often feels wrong.
Uh-huh. This one digs into that really tough spot when, deep down what you need to do, but you're dreading the fallout, the pain it might cause other people.
Oh, man, I think everyone listening can relate to that feeling, that temptation to just take the hit yourself to avoid upsetting someone else.
It's a strong pull. The book uses that powerful example of the groom wanting to call off his wedding. You can just feel the weight of that, the emotional turmoil involved.
Yeah, even just thinking about making a decision like that can bring up so much heavy emotion.
Absolutely. And in those really high-stakes moments, that's where the let them theory becomes a practical tool. It helps you step back a bit, create some distance, especially when people are reacting emotionally, maybe like children, as the chapter title suggests.
So this chapter kind of ties it all together, doesn't it? It shows how if you keep focusing on managing their emotional state, especially if it's immature,
you end up sacrificing your own happiness, your own well-being. It's a pattern, and you have to see the pattern to break it.
Okay, so wrapping up these chapters, the big takeaway from the let them theory seems to be, what? Letting go.
Yeah, letting go of that need to control what others think and feel. Trying to understand their frame of reference, where they're coming from. And, maybe most importantly, focusing on managing your own reactions.
It's that let them plus let me idea applied across the board. Let them think their thoughts, feel their feelings, and let me choose my own path, protect my own peace.
Exactly. So here's something for you, the listener, to maybe mull over. Think about a situation, maybe recently, maybe from a while back, where you consistently put someone else's opinions or their emotional needs first, even when you knew it wasn't the right thing for you.
Okay.
What might change in that situation, or how you'd handle it next time? If you really leaned into these let them ideas, what could open up for you?
That's definitely something to think about. A really powerful question. Well, thank you for taking this deep dive with us today. We hope exploring these chapters has given you some useful perspectives and maybe some tools to try out.
Okay, that's all the time we have. Don't forget to subscribe to BrainByte for bite-sized book summaries, useful knowledge, and fresh book updates. Thanks for watching.